Hello, Internet. I am having a wonderful time today. Absolutely stellar. I am not sure what is going on, but I seem just before I get started for the day, my minicam camera seems to not work. I'm not quite sure what the heck is going on. Needless to say, I'm a little frustrated. I guess frustrated is the right word. Kind of deal. Not quite sure how I'm going to recover from this, but get there. Can you hear me? Are we on the internet? Trying to figure this out so I can paint the mini. But seems my epoch cam on this particular setup all of a sudden doesn't want to stay on. Sure, what is going on with it? I'm more than a little frustrated. To make another attempt, at least get it going. Welcome everyone. Sorry, it's been a... Don't go to sleep. Because I put the camera on and I go to set everything up, and all of a sudden it seems like the phone wants to go into sleep mode or something, and then it shuts the app off. I'm not quite sure if it's a setting thing I'm not familiar about, or lack of a signal. Live troubleshooting, you know what I mean? Oh, fun. Use current, all right.
Hola.
What's going on?
Nothing much. Just getting in my normal Sunday with school with Scoob. I hear that you're having some camera troubles. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm going to put everything on, and for some reason, as soon as Epoch Cam connects to OBS, all of a sudden it seems to just like go to sleep.
Must have not got enough sleep last night, I guess.
I don't know. I'm more than a little frustrated because Epoch Cam is the main cam I use for the stream.
Yeah.
Because you know, phone cameras have some of your your best lens quality for the money compared to some other things. And I'm just more than a tad frustrated. All of a sudden today, it's like, and the thing is that both phones did it. My iPhone 12 seems to be wanting to do this go to sleep thing. And it's like, why are you trying to go to sleep? You shouldn't be trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
So I'm a little frustrated as to what's going on. I don't know if it's a phone setting all of a sudden or what. You know, kind of weird. I mean, it's plugged in, it's charging, so it's not like it's,
Yeah.
It's very, very frustrating.
Yeah, especially when the device goes to sleep, you're not really sure why, and the settings are not in that vein.
Yeah.
So I totally understand.
So I'm a little peeved at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, worst case is I just take the C920 that you're seeing me on and I point that down onto the Mini and you just won't be able to see me as we paint. Worst case, that's how we'll get around this.
Oh, yeah.
But it's very frustrating because I need to make sure these cameras are working. And the fact that it's not, I may have to revert over to another app I've got. Because I have backups. Backups are always good.
That is true. It's always going to have backups. But I think it will get figured out in time.
Hope so.
If not, the backups are there.
Yeah.
So.
Backups are there. Maybe it's just some motion under the camera. Who knows? Willing to give it a try and see what's up.
Yeah, I just never heard of it just going to sleep just because,
Yeah, I mean, it's doing it now. I've got motion under there. I'm seeing the screen darken a little bit, and so I'm kind of just watching. Now I have another app I can pull up and try and use. It just doesn't have wasn't quite as nice, but it was the first one I heard about messing with before heard about Epoch Cam and was giving Epoch Cam a try.
Oh, yeah. I don't really know too much about cams, but my guesstimation is there's probably something causing something unique causing it to just sleep. But
for all I know, it could be a software update that is mucking with things.
That is true. I have had that happen on my website, on my movie review website, where WordPress or a certain plugin updated it and it crapped it out. So I had to dust off the cobwebs and go in through the CPL, go in through the cPanel to fix it.
Yeah.
Took me a while since I hadn't done it in a while, so. But that was a while ago, so I make sure when I'm updating, it's like, back up.
Yep, I just did it again. Very irritating. The other camera's in here. Oh, real quick. Yeah. Add a new camera source.
In the camera, everything going good this weekend?
Oh, so far, I guess. I mean, I went over to Fitness 19 today.
Okay.
It's a gym that's just down the street from where I live. I mean, it's relatively walking distance, maybe like 2 miles walking. And because I was doing some research yesterday, because I've been really getting frustrated with um okay. It's trying to keep me talking.
Yeah, you. So it's a local gym. I'm guessing it's not a national chain.
It's
of
a
any
national
kind.
chain. They've got
Oh,
them in
okay.
all kinds of places. It opened recently, not too long ago. Um, Sorry. It opened
Oh,
up.
you're good.
It opened up recently. Um, and I was like, I heard about it, and I was like, okay, what's this about? So I was doing research. I was doing some research yesterday, trying to find places where I could get like an annual, pay for membership annually instead of like every month. And like Planet Fitness doesn't do that. A couple other places do, but they're a little further to go to. So I was like, well, that's not what I'm looking for. So I figured I'd try this place, check this place out, and they offer a option where you could pay annually. And
That's good. Not a lot. I mean, it'd be always good to have that option for annual pay.
yeah,
Um,
so
that's what. Is it a big? Is it big? Is it small?
it's small. It's not like they have a locker room or anything. It's really quiet. I mean, they get a little busy, but they had another nice thing that I liked about them was they had options for personal trainer, which for
Okay.
me that is a big selling point. Like hearing how hearing hearing how Planet Fitness does their trainer setup, I was just like, wow, that's kind of wild. Because their model is one trainer for their whole thing is one trainer for the entire building. So I was like, well, how do you work with a trainer then on a regular basis? Because Planet Fitness is a huge gym space.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you could sit down for like a one-on-one and they'll give you a plan, or you could attend these core classes where you could all
Yeah.
kind of work together on the fitness. And I'm just like, well, that seems doesn't seem very productive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially if you need individualized, because everybody's body needs a different kind of training.
Yeah.
So having the personal trainer will help you figure out, okay, I need to work on my upper body, my lower body. I need to work on my stamina, my cardio. I need to, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That sounds more like it's just a general, but it kind of plays into what Planet Fitness is more of a just a come and go gym as you please, which is nothing wrong. Like I've been going to Planet Fitness since last year. Circumstances played into that. If I wasn't, I'd still be going to the rec center. But until restrictions are lifted, Planet Fitness is. But it all predicates to what fits you. That's what's good thing about gyms. There's a variety of them out there. You got Planet Fitness, One Life, Anytime Fitness, all the other small ones that I probably don't know names of, like the one you just mentioned. I didn't even know they existed until you told me.
Well, I mean, like I said, it was a nice thing. Kind of have a working. So you have a working camera. I've got a working solution for the camera now. So
awesome! I see that. I see the winged beast.
Yeah, we're gonna work on a Griffon today. I'm trying to go with color palette of similar to what a golden eagle and a cougar kind of look at because a Griffon is a hybrid between the upper part of an eagle, the lower part of like a lion type of thing.
Yeah.
So figured I would, and one of my players last night on Challenge Accepted had acquired a figurine of power, which for anybody's familiar with like the Ari Salvador Jordan stories, he's got one that's a panther that's Guinevere. Well, there's several other instances of this in Dungeons & Dragons, and when a gift from a trickster happened to go to one of the players, they got this bronze statuette of a griffin. So she summoned the griffin last night, and it was like I was trying to decide what mini to paint today, and it was like, well, I have a Griffin mini from Reaper Minis, so let's go with that. And then it was like I asked her toward the end. It's like, all right, so when you think of this creature, what do they look like? And it was figuring like a golden eagle. And I was like, all right. Well, I did some looking. So the golden eagles kind of have like a brown palette for the feathers. The real striking thing is the underside. In the middle of the underside of the wing is kind of like this patch of white. I was like, okay. And then I was thinking, well, that covers the front part here. But what about the back part? And then I was like, eagles and stuff. It just made sense to think of like a cougar. And mountain lions or whatever have like kind of a khaki, light brown fur with a white kind of underbelly. So that's going to be what I'm shooting for. Is we'll have the khaki part here for the back, and then we'll get into like darker browns for the plumage up here toward the head and the wings. And of course, the front claws are more eagle-like. So we'll do those in kind of the bright yellow with the talon, with the claws, and kind of a deep black. And then for the back here, we'll keep that kind of feline back area, and then same with kind of go with the tail. So that's the plan. If we can get to it, that's great. We'll see how far we can get with this. Just kind of going through. As always, doing this with Vallejo game color. We're gonna start with a heavy khaki for the back part and a beastie brown for the upper part as a first layer, and then I have some other variations of brown and lighter browns and whatnot for trying to bring in some different tones to the various feathers. So we'll just quick base with the beastie and the khaki and kind of go from there. But anyways,
that's good. Lots of different variety.
Yeah. That I've covered that.
If you're in the chat, say hi in the chat. If not, and you're watching this on replay, thank you for checking it out.
We'll
just kind of see how things kind of develop.
But yeah,
so talking about the gym,
I called them up and was like, okay, so
tell me about your what you got going on. And
they were like, we do the they do have training
and whatnot.
Obviously because of COVID, the water fountains are all turned off. And they asked that you bring your own towel, you bring your own water. But they did have the option you could pay annually. So I was like, okay, well, how much does it cost annually? Because when you do the month to month, they're like, okay, we want X amount of dollars up front, and you kind of have to sign this commitment, yada yada yada. But with them,
they're like, well, yeah,
they have an annual
price. It's like $219 out the door.
You don't pay any of the extra fees or anything. It's just
one and done.
I was like, wow.
That's
I like that.
Not gonna lie, I like that.
Yeah, straight flat fee. Here you go.
Yeah, and then
it was like, of course, my thing is, okay, what are some options with trainers?
Well, they have a sign.
They had a sign up
deal where it's like
you get 5 sessions for
pay for 5
sessions for like $100.
99
technically, but we always round up to the nearest whole number.
99.95, but add the extra 5 cents.
Yeah.
It's really ridiculous.
But anyways,
so I was like, all right, let's do that.
Let's do that.
And so I did that.
And they had some other prepay options, like you could pre-order
sessions, and there's like
you could do it all up front or
pay for X amount down, and then do like payments over the next 6 months. Which I was like, okay,
that's cool. I like so.
I did the first 5.
I want to see how it goes. Met the trainer already.
Okay.
My wife and I decided to go check the place out because she's been complaining that
she needs to start working out again.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious
because she's never been all that big into fitness.
Which is probably why it's like
it's really hard to kind of
do fitness stuff
when not everybody's on board with doing fitness.
Yeah. But it's more or less a good thing to get into it because health wise it's a good thing.
Well, that was her logic too. Is like she wants to keep me around for a little while longer. So she had no problems with me like pay the $219 up front and then do the trainer stuff. She's like, no, that's fine. That's fine. Just do it. It's like, all right, you want to go check the place out. Gonna get the feel for it because if she's trying because the other thing about this place is they actually
offer a family plan,
which is something
a lot of the others don't do.
Where it's like you have your
one person who does the big
the main membership. Then they do a discounted rate to add family members to the plan. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
So
normal rate's like
$20 a month.
But to add in a family member, it's like 11.
A little bit of savings.
Not a terrible amount,
but every little bit helps. As opposed to some places where it's like, it's $30 a month. Okay, well, what about my teenage kids or my other family members?
Well, they're all
$29 too. I was like, wait a minute.
They're not going to be here.
Unless I'm here. I mean, that just seems kind of ridiculous.
And you're getting a
group of people all coming in.
So there's
group rates would be nice. What's up?
We're gonna leave here a little bit.
Okay.
That looks good.
Getting started.
Just getting started. Had some camera issues.
So yeah,
checked it out and.
Trainer and all that,
and already exchanged phone numbers, so they'll be giving me a call to kind of set up the first session.
And the big reason I want
to do a trainer is because as I was telling them, it's like all my fitness knowledge is from when I was a lot lighter.
So my body doesn't move in the same way or have the same endurances it did when I was much lighter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. Trainer will help that. That's what's good having a personal trainer. They can watch, see, and test out.
Am I getting
feedback?
Feedback. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I saw Kitamari. Hey, what's up? They popped in and out of the voice chat a couple times.
Okay. I'm not getting feedback because I don't typically monitor it so much other than watching the spikes. But considering I was just changing out camera stuff, that's not entirely surprising. So where is this source? There it is. Okay. That's been removed, so should be no more feedback. Thank you for letting me know. I wasn't 100% sure. Trying to rush in to see if I can get the camera up and going. But, anyways. Going against the feathers.
So is the sessions going to be like consecutively, or are they going to be like weekly?
I'm probably going to go weekly. Just, okay. I mean, a half hour weekly is good. The other thing is we were discussing on the drive. Yes? Another thing we were discussing on the drive to and from was, like, okay, how often should I go? Because it's one thing, because I probably don't have the endurance to go every day. And so it's like, I was like, you know what, it's probably work my way up to it, but that's the best part, is working with the trainer and kind of figuring out, okay, how are we doing? How do we want to do this? I'm thinking about going up for more sessions to kind of work on recouping some results, but I have to be careful that I don't overdo it.
Oh yeah, I know very well of overdoing.
Yeah, I don't want to overdo it.
And especially going, putting too much weight when you think you can.
Well, too much weight, that, and again, freedom of motion. Like, I went out with a friend of mine yesterday, and we went out to Atlantis Comics over there off the at the oceanfront in Norfolk.
Yeah.
And just walking that little bit of distance from the parking lot across the street, in the shop, around the shop, and back out, I could already feel my knee was giving me headaches. And I don't have any knee injuries, so let me put it out there. It's like I don't have like torn meniscus or all of that stuff from the last time I was at the doctor. It's just my joints and the tendons and the muscles are all really weak from kind of a lack of continuous use. So it's like, all right. So for me, it was just, even with a physical therapist, when I had that, it was like, just strengthening the muscles is what you need to do.
Yeah. So
that's why I was like, I don't want to overdo it, because if sometimes I overdo it, and that's what gives me my injuries, because, my body can't function. I'm still, like I said before, I'm thinking about when I'm much lighter than what I am now.
Very true. But yeah, once you build the strength up, then it can definitely help with everything else. But
yeah,
the trainer will know what to do.
Yeah. So I've all the faith in that. He seems like a nice guy. So I'd be curious to see how that kind of plays itself out. Get in all these little under feathers. I don't want to go too much lower on the body, because I know I'm going to be painting that a different color.
Yes, that is true. You want to keep.
I like the detail in these Reaper minis.
There is a lot of detail in them. Definitely the wings.
Yeah, I'll be getting all the trying new skills, pushing myself, which is part of the point of doing this. Whole underwing hasn't been painted yet. What's interesting is the different tones and trying to blend the tones. My chat's where I can more easily see it. Right now it's hidden behind my microphone. All the fun things. So yeah, I'm excited. The best part is I can go to them during the day as opposed to trying to fit in at night. Because again, small gym, they even talking to the guy today when he gave me the quick little tour was like, yeah, they get pretty busy at night. During the week. Is like, gee, I wonder why.
Oh yeah, because that's definitely when everybody can go. I'm not gonna say want, but can go.
Yeah,
I'm one of those people.
I mean, they open at 5 in the morning, which is nice. So you get your early birds or whatever. But given my schedule lately, since I'm being a content maker, it's like 5 in the morning is really rough. I used to say I haven't done a couple of nights where I was up till 5 in the morning. But we'll see how it goes.
Well, hopefully it goes well. The gym sounds like a pretty good deal.
Yep. The other sessions will be interesting, and I got a few weeks I can wait on that. But I've actually been thinking like, doing like the 40, they have a package where you could do like prepay for like 40 sessions. It's like, yeah, I could see myself totally doing that just because I want to get in better shape. But it's just a matter of how often I want to do it. And I think that'll be the conversation I have with the trainer.
Yeah, more or less. It all depends.
Yeah.
On you. Like me, I only go 3 times a week, but I rotate what I do.
Yeah. Writing a plan and all that's kind of stressful.
Yeah.
All right, I think I've got good coating on the feathers. Some color in there. You can always come back in and fix the beak and all that. I'll move on to the heavy khaki to try to hit the lion parts, or the feline parts.
Oh yeah. I don't know why I just was looking at my watch. The movie Nomadland, I saw it was on Hulu.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the only reason I noticed it is because I got a new phone yesterday, so I was, I did the transfers and was setting everything up. So when I logged into Hulu on my phone, I saw it pop up on the ad. So if you wanted to check it out, it's over there on Hulu. So
interesting.
If you have Hulu, I'm not sure if you have Hulu or not.
No, I don't have Hulu. I never really watched a whole lot on Hulu before. And while it's nice to have all those various services, my biggest thing is like, okay, when am I going to have the time to watch all this? I mean, it was a joke. I remember it being kind of a joke a while ago. It was like having cable and having like 200 some odd channels and nothing to watch. I feel the same way with all of the various streaming services. It's like, I don't have time to watch on all these. And if unless I'm watching something like fairly regularly, I don't see the point in having it. Like, I mean, what is it? I had a train of thought. Like, I remember watching Hulu when it first came out because I thought the commercials were really catchy and funny.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was the okay. Did the Hulu thing and was like, all right, I see a few shows that I haven't been able to watch in a while, like, but then it got to the point. It's like, okay, why am I paying for something I very rarely, if ever, turn on? Like when I did it when Disney Plus first came out and they had their big bundle for like, hey, get all of the Disney shows in a one monthly payment. It was like, okay, that sounds cool. But then it was like, okay, what am I watching? I mean, Disney Plus, I'll turn on and I watch like one show on Disney Plus all the time. 2, if you count WandaVision. There isn't really anything on Hulu I make the time to watch. So I just never got there.
Oh yeah, understandable. That is, I wish some people I know will pick up on that, where you don't need 200 plus channels. But
no,
you know,
I mean,
I can't help that, even though I was, asked to try to figure out how to lower said bill sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you lower the bill when it's like, okay, I can only do a few things. I can only do so much. Like Netflix I get through my cell phone service. So I'm not really paying for that. Otherwise I wouldn't have Netflix, because I originally had it mainly for my kids. And it's like, okay, well, the kids stopped really watching Netflix. So why am I paying for Netflix? And then when my cell phone was probably, hey, get Netflix free on us. Or, switching the numbers around where they give you a credit, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's through my cell phone bill.
Yeah.
Disney Plus is the only, like my HBO is through my cable provider. And only because I was getting HBO through the cable provider that I got kind of grandfathered in to HBO Max.
Yeah.
But,
But yeah, it's a daunting thing, I get pointed for the bill being high when I don't even watch the television. What I watch. I watch all the different streaming stuff, which I pay for myself. So you can't point the finger at me because the bill is high.
Exactly.
And then when you ask me to try to bring it down, and someone says they watch from here all the way up, do you really watch all the way up, or you're just? It's something I had a conversation with somebody. It's a gluttonous of the American mentality, where you got to have everything, but why?
Yeah.
Like literally,
why do I need everything? Why?
Yeah, it's a gluttonous American mentality, and not to get heavy on serious subjects, but yeah, it drives me crazy. I'm not gonna say I don't. I have a lot of stuff, but the thing is, I use everything that I have.
Yeah, and that's I think that's one of those things in the like the way, like the whole pandemic thing, really realizes, like, okay, how much stuff do you really need to pay for on a weekly or monthly basis?
Yeah, it's like, no, yes, I have all 3 systems, but there's a difference. I don't have them and they're just sitting collecting dust. I play all 3 systems.
Yeah.
I play everything. I don't play everything every day because, it's called life, but I play every system I have.
Yeah, I'm currently, like, I got my PlayStation 4 this week.
Yay!
I've got it in, I got it hooked up, and this kind of plays into kind of a bit of mental health kind of concern.
Yeah.
Is, things pile up, and when they piled up, it was like sometimes I'll tend to like find a bit of escapism and then just kind of vanish into that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was like, all right, let me do that. And I did that, and it was like, it really kind of affected me because it was like I didn't get as much stuff as I wanted to get done because I got into this whole escapism because I was trying to cope with just the pile up of mental stress.
Yeah.
And, it had its moments.
But you got through.
I got through, but, and I'm glad I was able to get through, and I should be doing well going forward. So it's like I'm trying to get better about it. And I think that's where like the gym thing is going to be helpful too.
Yeah, that's the one thing I remember. Somebody told me you will have a different feeling once you start working out, and I always thought, nah.
Oh.
And then afterwards, yeah.
Totally.
And
it's totally a different feeling when you start doing that.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a conversation. If I ever see that guy again and run into him, I'll definitely be like, "Hey, you're the reason I started working out." Kind of. And there's other things, but you're the one that kind of pushed me. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely I gotta pay that bill today, actually.
Your Planet Fitness bill?
No, the Verizon bill. I'm looking at the date on the computer. It's like, okay, I know what date it is.
Yeah, I just got mine in.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. See how that goes. Trying to smooth out this I like the black undercoat here because it kind of gives the fur a little more depth.
Yeah.
I think this will probably be one. Once I get some of this blocking out for like the body, then it'll probably be a lot of like dry brushing on the other colors and blending them that way. Or maybe more of a wet blend.
Oh yeah. Katamari gave a comment on the khaki, the heavy khaki that you're putting on there. Saying it's looking good.
Oh, let's transition over for a smaller brush. Switch over and use my Vallejo #1. Kind of plague brown. I can kind of put on as kind of like a dry brush, I'm thinking. The other colors will still a little damp, so it should kind of blend, kind of a wet blend in kind of deal.
Yeah.
Dry brushing, of course, is literally you load your paint, you're loading your brush up, and then you're wiping most of it off. And then just kind of going over with it. Kind of a heavy brushing of it. The real tricky part will be starting to get this blending between the dark and the light colors.
The blend of the colors.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I am going to probably hit the movie theaters next. It's going to be a trail of return to the theater, because you said you're down to maybe go and see Nobody with me this coming weekend.
Yeah.
And I decided, I told this to Angelica, Raya and the Last Dragon, it's going to hit Disney Plus with the Premier Access, but when I saw how much they are charging for that Premier Access, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the theater to watch that too.
Yeah. I don't fault you for that one. I mean, I kind of like the way, what am I thinking? I kind of like the way that HBO Max is doing it, where it's like, look, you're already a subscriber, so why don't you just here, let's give you like 30 days of this movie. and then kind of go from there.
Yeah. I think Disney, they're not really trying to push that model. That's probably why they're charging. Plus, it's Disney, so that's not going to hurt them too much if you don't pay. Because even if you go to the theaters to watch, they're still going to recoup the money. So
yeah.
But I'm at HBO is doing it the great way, but there is a twofold approach. We did mention about it a while back on one of the podcasts. One, it's a benefit to us, but two, it's a way for them to boost up their subscribers.
Well, they could definitely use a subscriber boost given all the flack they've gotten this past week.
What happened this week?
Well, it's still more of the fallout the news cycle about Gina Carraro.
Are you talking about Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going away anytime soon, and it seems like a lot more people are on her side than Disney side.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of like the various Star Wars shows are talking about. Even Jon Favreau is like, "Look, I'm done with y'all." I'm like, I don't know about that one, but if that's the case, I mean, that's literal. It seems like it's like, things are a lot worse than they were initially like letting on.
Oh yeah. What did Favreau say? Did he say he's leaving?
No, I don't trust I need to see some more kind of bits with that before I get too much into that, but right now I'm just taking it as rumor, so take it as you want.
Yeah.
Take it as you want, take it as you need. Kind of go from there.
Okay. Yeah, because I heard that, I didn't read it, but I know I read saw that he was a little disgruntled with the firing. Because she might have said some things. I don't even know exactly the full detail of what she said still, so I can't really say yay or nay. But it's going to have a fallout, so there could always be a reconciliation at some point. Who knows what'll happen, because that's what happened with them and James Gunn, even though it was a different situation where his wasn't in the now. It was like 10 years ago. And it seems like that people are just like the pick and pry now, information to try to hurt people's career.
Yeah.
So now the big term of the day is cancel culture.
Mm-hmm.
Is like now that's the new trendy thing. So it's like people going way back in time, finding what people have said, just like going way, way, way back in time.
Yeah.
To look what this person said 20 years ago. He's probably not. He or she's probably not the same person they are 20 years ago.
Yeah.
More than likely, they kind of changed, kind of grew up, kind of, or whatever happened. You go and see anything I posted way back in the early 2000s and probably be like, look what he said. I was in high school that time, people. So you want to judge me on a high school rant?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, go for it. I'm not the same person. I am not the same person.
Yeah, anybody, it's like, come on. Like, things change,
Yeah. I mean, so some people are stuck in their ways, but not all the time. And
yeah.
But hers is, it's in the know-how, and I guess maybe Disney warned her a few times, and she just kept doing it. So, every situation is different.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more to that. I mean,
there's always more than what's on the surface. There's got to be other things.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna wait and see how it kind of goes.
But yeah, like we said, on Tuesday, she kind of dug her own grave.
May have, but again, it's the. I mean, as we were talking, it's like, if you're a public figure like that, people are going to people are going to be watching what you say and taking it and giving their reactions. But it also is kind of like some of the other stuff is like, you know what? She is a person who's entitled to her opinions. And, it's one of those things. It's like, if you don't like the opinion, don't watch what she posts. But sometimes people just want to be, all into that. And as we've seen throughout a number of years, the Star Wars fandom is one of the most passionate, and in some cases most critical. And when they welcome somebody, like a lot of them, seems a lot of them are really kind of welcoming of her as Cara Dune. It's like, whatever decision was made to do that and just done, it was like, wow.
Yeah, it's a intriguing situation, but it doesn't seem like it's really hurting their subscription base, because they keep breaking all their expectations every single day.
Well, it's only been a week, so
yeah.
I mean, we have plenty of time to see what might happen later.
Yeah, but they've already expanded into other markets, so whatever they lose is probably going to be recuperated anyway, because there'll be people in like other places that really just don't care.
You're right. There's going to be those people who are like, I'm still going to subscribe regardless, and kind of just go from there.
Yeah, it's like, this doesn't bother me, because they're going to think of it like she was just a person playing a character in a fictitious story. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I'm of the mindset, I'm kind of the mindset, the same with you, where, you're a public figure, people are going to watch what you say.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time,
or different, they're gonna pay attention.
Yeah, and at the same time, you are contractually obligated, because you have signed on with a company that put you in this role. They do have their own kind of guidelines and rules and stuff. So, freedom of something I say all the time. Freedom of speech doesn't mean there's no freedom of consequence. There are consequences to what you say.
No, there always was, always will be. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm not too.
Like me, I don't care. I'm gonna still watch whatever I watch. You think I'm going to cancel it because you kicked out a character that I don't really care about to an extent? She was there, she was cool, but I got a lot of other things I want to watch.
I mean, I can see the appeal for her, because it was, here's a female lead who's not portrayed as a victim or the token love interest. In
distress.
Yeah,
she was the strong. She was a strong archetype, which I can see being an aspiration for a lot of different people. But it is what it is. They'll either recast or write her out, one or the other.
Well, I'm kind of hoping not. I'm kind of hoping not a recast.
Yeah, maybe they just reconcile. It's not like Disney hasn't done that in the past. We know that they did that with James Gunn. So
yeah, they did it with Gunn, and Gunn is back, and you'll be doing some interesting things there.
Oh yeah, so. Yeah, but we'll see what happens. Oh, buddy. This last episode of WandaVision, that shattered my expectations. Because what I thought, I meant like, okay, the reveal was people that were guessing was obvious, but there's something else that it did. Not only it keeps doing what it does, provided some answers, but it provided a heck of a lot more questions. It's like, seriously. Now I posted on the Book of Face, whereas like after episode 7, all theories are on the table. I give up guessing. I was like, I don't even. You know what? I'd rather be surprised. I have my thoughts. I have my ideas. I don't even think the true engineer has been revealed.
No,
I'm going to put 80% sure that we have not met the person yet, and that they were just a go-between.
Yeah,
like, she knows the general, but she walked up and but I think someone else is involved, and I think that's why the agent, FBI, what the heck is the FBI agent's real name? Not real name, but the character's name. But
Jimmy Woo.
Jimmy Woo. He's still there with them. So I think there might be a conversation that happens between and be like, oh no, I'm not the engineer. That's this person. They bring up on the screen and it'd be like da da da, kind of deal. Because I think they did not. My guess is they did not make that reveal in this episode because they made the other reveal. You don't want too many reveals. You want to play it along. But we have 2 more episodes. I guess my rumor about hour piece was out the door because this was 36 minutes. The episode was, but we'll see how long the next 2 are.
I'm not even stressing. I think it'll be great.
Yeah.
But I gotta say that song at the end of the episode was so great. Somebody actually posted a video of just the song and that whole sequence, and it's like a lot like the Kong vs. Godzilla trailer. It's just one of those. It's like it's so fun to watch.
Guess what, people? I have been doing everything, messing up everything. But did you notice something?
What's that?
That's a little spoiler chart. When they did the reveal at the end, and they started playing through all the stuff, don't you notice that she kind of came in afterwards, after they've settled in?
Oh, so yeah, that first bit.
Yeah. I still think Wanda's still the one that created, but she was sent there to do something else, and she's working with someone else. Because if you notice, a lot of the Easter eggs in that basement, not aside from the book is pretty much gives off an obvious glaring that's tied to something, but like all the other stuff around the temple, like you can tell she is working with some elder gods of some kind,
possibly
somebody stronger, and probably somebody that's tied into the Doctor Strange Rogue Gallery. So I'm guessing. Now, these are all theories and guesses. Like I said, I don't know.
Theories and guesses are fine.
Yeah, and the cool thing was that commercial. Because if anybody understands what the Nexus means, a lot of people are theorizing that this might have another tie to the Loki series and the Time Variant Police in that series.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but like I said, all theories are on the table. Just enough to boil the brain waves and be like, huh, and then watch next week happen and basically say, you know what, Ryan, you're all wrong. this, and this.
Yeah.
It's like, I am fine being wrong, because if I'm wrong, it makes it even more of a bigger surprise. But I honestly think that the aerospace engineer has not been revealed.
No.
It's a red herring. It's an obvious red herring. If there was anything I could bet on other than the actual reveal in the show, which I kind of nailed, that was one of them. A lot of my theories have been wrong, but that one was on point. But I think the other one after this episode, that the aerospace engineer has not been revealed, I would put a solid bet on that.
No, because I mean the device was delivered, and seeing Monica kind of push through the barrier was a really cool moment too.
Oh yeah, she's starting to get her powers.
Then that throwdown with Wanda is like, yeah, that was worth it.
So, how do you think Quicksilver plays into all of this? especially after that post-credit scene.
Oh man, I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm very curious to see how that plays out.
So it'll be interesting to see, because it's just like there's not enough to be solidified on any kind of guess of who he is, and they kind of just playing with the idea that it could be this person, it could be that person, it could be no one you're talking about, but they do just enough to dangle like it makes sense that it could be, but it makes enough sense. It makes also after sense that it might not be. I'm like, yeah. Kevin Feige, you keep messing with me.
Sorry for the camera getting knocked about. I gotta find a way to better secure
you're
it.
Good. Yeah.
Maybe I need to get a different arm that holds it.
Q Koheleth posted in saying, "Good looking Griffon," and I do agree. The Griffon's looking good.
Based on the image, it looks like the outer feathers are the darkest, and then it moves into a lighter color. So I'm trying to mimic that as best I can. Obviously, I know, I think these 2 rows, when we get in, we'll put some white in for some of these. This is a new texture I haven't been able to... I'm glad I'm getting the opportunity to do this kind of feather texture.
Helps build the skill.
Yeah. Trying to keep the paint layers light, but you can already see kind of that subtle transition between the lighter and the darker browns. Probably when I'm done with this, I'll be back in Uncharted 4.
Sounds good. I do not know what games I will be playing. Well, not today. Or maybe later tonight, but...
Oh.
Gotta find some articles for my independent study.
Okay.
Read one. I'll probably read it tomorrow. Today, I'll just be trying to find it after I'm done reading this chapter. But yeah, I decided to pace it out so I have Sundays to do stuff a little bit at least.
That's always good.
I have to just read an article and present it in class or for the graduate portion.
Yeah.
And I'll do that on Monday, since I don't really do a lot Monday except for working out.
Well, I've got Saladin coming over on Monday. We're going to build a NAS server.
Awesome.
I've got some 6 terabyte hard drives I got in from Amazon, and called me up. It was like, because I've been having storage issues, and with some of the new ways I'm doing the video files, they're a lot larger. I think the latest run on the video files is they're getting up near 20 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Per video.
Yeah.
On the bright side, it means that the quality it's YouTube thinks it can render it in 4K. It's like, okay, I don't know who's watching YouTube in 4K, but so some of that's going on. And then it was like, but it means my storage is even more at a premium. So I figure 12 terabytes should get me a few months.
Yeah, that should. 12 terabytes, it should.
Should get me quite a bit.
Dun, 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 dun. Any other games you might start on the PS4 in the not too distant future?
Well, I'm trying to work through Uncharted.
Okay.
Once I get through Uncharted, the next one is going to be Horizon.
All right, that might be a bulk of your time. I need to go back to that too.
Well, one of the things I started doing this week is I was talking with somebody because it was like, trying to look at, okay, what games do I have, and what games could I like have that co-op or multiplayer type of aspect, because sometimes it's better to play games socially than individually. And it was like, all right, well, how do I? And then it was like, well, I need to figure out what games I have. And I've always been kind of mentioning, I need to make an inventory of my games.
Yeah.
Well, I decided to try that on Thursday, is start that inventory process. And oh my gosh, I have no idea what I got myself into, but man, I'm looking forward to when the project's done. I am up to 378 titles.
A lot of titles.
Between just Steam and Xbox. And that's as far as I got.
Look at my Steam account.
I still have to go through and look at... Sorry, I keep flipping back and forth on my pictures. Okay. I still have to get through the rest of the Xbox stuff. And then I can look at what I have for PlayStation. And I'll go with PS3, PS4, and all of that to kind of see what I have. And it's just like, it's ridiculous how many games I've got.
Oh yeah, a lot of reasons. Well, Steam is, I blame the sales, but
there's so many games Xbox, I've got that I've never played.
Yeah, Xbox, it's more of, when you get a free game where games with gold, or it's available on Game Pass, you kind of download it because it's free. So, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them I don't play. I just download it because it was free, and then I might try it for a little bit. If I don't like it, then I just don't go back to it.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing with the Game Pass. You don't, go download it, try it. If not, delete it, move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And if I really like it, then I will purchase it. But
well, Game Pass is like, it's so many. It's like I don't think I need to buy another game for a very long time, because one of the mission statement parts of the studio is to explore games.
Yeah.
In order to explore games, you have to play games. So, very curious to see see what games I've got and how to better kind of work through them. Oh, there's the guy. Cleaning up some of these other areas right here.
Yeah, I definitely. That's the one good thing about Game Pass. Some games, they come and go. So I've had to delete a few that aren't there anymore, but I didn't play them, so.
Yep. Totally understand that. The heck? That one, the other one. There we go. So let's see. Gym visit. What else did I do? Oh.
Gym visit.
Trying to think about what else I did.
No, you're good. That's what I did yesterday was the gym, and then got the new phone. So that's pretty much all I did yesterday was making sure everything was set.
I mean, a new phone's always nice.
Oh yeah. One, if it was time too. I had a bunch of these gift cards that I needed to find a use for. I was trying to hold out for one of the new systems, but that won't happen anytime soon.
Yeah, I think it's probably best we just kind of give up on the new systems.
Yeah, and plus, if if they become available, I have, I can buy it and not worry about it. So I was like, okay, I need to use these gift cards on something good, and they're going on new sales. I mean, there's been some good deals on the new Samsung phones, the S21s.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me go and use this. So that's what I did. I went up to Best Buy. I got the S21 Plus. Put the down payment, with my gift cards, and the rest, is thrown on the bill. Do it monthly, but I'll pay it off in time. But I was like, all right, so there you go.
That works.
Got something out of these gift cards. It was a big chunk of gift cards from Christmas I had. So I'm just like, I don't want to use it, buy anything, clothes or movies or games or, anything small. It's like, what can I get big with these? So, like I said, I was trying to hold out for the system. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Probably won't get the new Xbox anytime before May, which is fine because looking at the list of games dropping, most of them are cross-gen.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see anything really gen specific till probably at least third quarter 2022.
Yeah.
Especially with the way the fact that production just can't keep up with demand.
Yeah. It's like you want to produce the games for the new systems. I get it. You want to, do that, which is understandable. But when majority of the people that play games can't even get a hold of the new systems,
yeah,
you're going to lose some profitability on those games if you're going to be like, I'm just going to put it on PS5 and Xbox Series. That's you're cornering out a huge chunk of the market. So until you can get more new systems into hands, you're going to have to cross-gen it for a while.
Yeah.
So a lot of the games are a lot of stuff I've seen in the news with games. It's a lot of just upgrades to some of the current games that have been recently released. And even so, like you said, when some of those games that have gotten delayed or releasing in third, fourth quarter this year, they're going to be cross-gen anyway.
Yeah.
Like Halo Infinite is going to be cross-gen. God of War Ragnarok is going to be cross-gen between PS4 and PS5. Miles Morales, when they were pumping up a lot on the PS5, hint, it's on the PS4, which because I played through it.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think there's that much of a difference. I have not seen the PS5 version other than the videos on YouTube, but from playing it myself, the ray tracing is the only difference between the two systems in that game, at least. It might be different for some other games, but in that game, the ray tracing, the reflection in the water and the way some stuff happens, but playing through the game, it's pretty legit good.
Yeah.
Short game, but it's a good game. It took me less than 2 months, about 20-ish hours. I haven't done all the little knickknacks, but I eventually will. But that's why I went back to Assassin's Creed, because it's like, I didn't really fully complete the game. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get Thor's hammer, though, because one of the people you have to kill in the Order of the Ancients, you got to beat somebody in a dice game. And I don't like playing that dice game. Because one of the things is beat this person, because have to find like clues to unveil the people.
Yeah.
So one of the clues is like you have to beat somebody in a dice game. It's like, you know what? I don't like that. I don't like that dice game. So.
What's wrong with the dice game?
I just don't like dice games.
Okay.
In general, real or digitally. Not like, you're playing Dungeons and Dragons or anything like that, but like certain dice games, I don't have like, it doesn't gravitate to me as enjoyable as much.
Okay.
Not if it's like incorporated into like part of like a board game or this or that, but just that dice game, because I played it a few times in Assassin's Creed and I could not get into it. It's weird.
That's fine. I mean, if you can't get into it, can't get into it. I mean, there's no.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that whole completionist mentality if you're doing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I'm gonna do at least finish out the storyline. Katamari is asking, are you using a wet palette?
Yes, I am. This is the Army Painter wet palette. And I've heard about the praises of it, and I'm really enjoying it because trying to do that, and it's like trying to do this dry brushing, trying to move in some of this leather brown into the fur, kind of give it a little bit more texture.
Cool beans. Yeah. Maybe the River Raids did the last time I booted up the Assassin's Creed, they did pop up with the River Raids, so I might check that out.
That's good. I gotta get a better rotation of the games, when
and better yet, I need to go back to Cyberpunk and actually finish the game, because like
I don't think there's any hurry to do that.
Like I told you, I came to the final mission and then I decided to do all the ancillary stuff. So I might go and keep doing some of the ancillary stuff first.
Okay.
Before I do that final mission. I mean, I would assume that some of those missions will still be there after.
Depends if there's like a new game plus option after you get done with it. I put so much paint on.
But yeah, speaking of social co-op games, if you don't have it, on PS4, Borderlands 3.
I don't have. I have. I'm trying to see what I've got for Borderlands. I know I've got Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel on both Xbox and Steam. I haven't gotten quite to the PlayStation library yet.
Yeah, because definitely can jump into that if you want to play that, because I have that on PS4.
Yeah, I didn't see Ghost of Tsushima, and that's another one I'm very curious to try and get my hands on. Some time in.
Yeah, I think you'll have fun with Ghost of Tsushima. It's definitely a fun game to play. It's very fast paced. Definitely once you start unlocking all the different moves and being able to challenge them, it does get challenging at certain points. But
every game gets challenging at certain points. It's kind of the appeal of it.
Oh yeah, but it's a good balance of challenge. It's not like it's like Demon Souls crush your soul kind of challenge, but some people like their souls crushed.
Some do.
It's like you just get a little bit better in Demon Souls. Katamari has a question. How long do your paints last with the wet palette?
Well, I'd say quite a while actually. Like I still here's some of the brown from the start, and we've been doing this probably an hour now.
It says 84 minutes
still pick it up
since the stream started.
Say that again.
On the YouTube it says 84 minutes since streaming started.
Yeah, well, figure 10-15 was just goofing around with the cameras, but like this brown right here, which is the heavy khaki, that's still wet, and it's been at least 40 minutes. when I was doing this on the dry palette, it'd be already dry. So this gives me definitely a few more hours to work with if I have to bounce back and forth with colors. Dry brushing is something I struggle with trying to get the technique down. I think the leather with the play kind of adds a nice depth for here.
Oh yeah, the blending is good. It's looking good.
Here is a tip I picked up from somewhere for dry brushing. And it's cheap-ish, so to speak. And that is to get yourself a foundation brush from the makeup aisle.
Interesting. Well, that is an interesting tip.
So, well, you can see with this, it's this huge kind of big fluffy area. Fluffy! So if you like take it, then you can kind of do a nice kind of wide area with it. Kind of go over the whole thing. There's the first time I've got to use this. I've read about the technique, haven't had a chance to actually apply the technique. So far, I kind of like it.
Yeah, a fluffy brush indeed, Katamari. That's it's a makeup. It's a makeup brush.
Yep, it's a foundation brush. Do that. Do some layering of the kind of a dry brush with the layers there. A little bit darker. Go back over the wings. Off on the tail. That's gonna ties it all together. Oh, that doesn't look too terrible. Mixed it all in pretty good. That over there for now. Gonna get some of this underbelly. Funny. No, I have not gotten to the point to wear makeup before going on camera. You know, all snarky.
Aww.
Your snark. Now my cougar reference shows that the underbelly is kind of white. That is what I'm trying to replicate.
The color, the feel of brown.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit. An off-white here to try to simulate the underbelly and not. Good, it's all good.
About to fly away.
Fly away? Where are you flying to now?
About to fly away. It's bright looking colors.
What?
It's soothing. The colors are soothing.
Oh, that's good. Hold on just a moment. I gotta be right back.
Okay.
That was unexpected. I got a box.
You got a box. I'm waiting for it to pop up on the video.
I'll put it in.
Hear noises.
I got a big box. Of course, the delivery guy puts it right in front of my door. Well, I guess we'll see what's in the big box. All the random things that happen when you're live streaming. I wasn't expecting anything till tomorrow.
Interesting.
Oh, what do we got here? Ooh. I got the new computer case for my NAS server that we're building tomorrow. Sweet. That was awesome. Alrighty.
That looks awesome.
It does.
Another computer.
Another computer. Well, I kind of need something for storage, and this will be set up as kind of a on all the time where I can put all the video files and kind of keep them stored. Some other things. I put a little too much, but take our little brush here and blend out some of that white. Draw brush. Right. Oh, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. The Griffon is alive.
Trying to. Hey, JCL. JCs. Yeah, I wouldn't call it an unboxing channel per se. It's just I would be painting and I got a notification. Hey, a shipment arrived. Really? Okay. And then I see a big box.
And the box is here.
The box is here, which is good. Now it's just a matter of, okay, from there. But next, we're going to work on the claws and whatnot. Do some of this thick, heavy golden brown and top it off with some of this moon yellow. Or like we're going to try and get this area right here for the claws. His eagle claws are actually quite bright.
Uh, oh yeah, that's a game worth thinking about playing. So
What's
JC
that?
dropped in the comment. I like a soothing painting stream while I play Valheim. I have been intrigued by that game. I think my laptop can run it. The HP laptop that I have, the one I bring all the time over to your house when we stream, it might be able to run it. It can run the minimum. That's what it said.
Oh, that's good.
When I did the, when you do that website, can you run it? And you did it for that game because that game is intriguing. I mean, it's only available on Steam, so it's a PC game, but the Viking, survival kind of game from what I've seen.
Oh, okay.
It's procedural, so the map changes every time you go in it. But you build, you try to survive. It's PVE oriented, so there's no PvP.
I much prefer PvE because I do not do so well at PvP. I will happily admit I cannot. I'm not a PvP person.
That's why I love Lord of the Rings online, because it's all PvE. So.
I mean, World of Warcraft is mostly PvE too. You just have to you have to opt to go to do the areas where it's PvP.
Yeah.
I just never found it all that great.
I'm just not good at it. I mean, other than, playing like Call of Duty death matches, that's a little bit different, but slightly different. But even then, I still get my butt whooped. Especially when I got the Call of Duty Modern Warfare and I tried to get back into it after a long time, It's fun, but I was, it was like average was less kills and more deaths. That's why I like the territory.
For me, the Call of Duty is it's like the only reason I play Call of Duty or Battlefield is for the story. I'm not their probably main market person they're going, or for the whole for the whole bit with the multiplayer stuff, because I'm just not good at it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just not good at it. So it's like, you know what, there's plenty of other games out there that I'm better at, and I say that very loosely, so I will go and play those.
But yeah, I have. There's a lot of games that I'm fairly good at. Online shooters aren't those anymore.
No.
There was a time though when I was prime. Like it was hard to beat me at an online shooter, but those days are long gone because I've moved on to different games. So
yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, I was a boss in Unreal Tournament. I was a boss in the first 2 Halo games, 3 to an extent. But yeah, any shooters online, I was pretty primed at. Counter-Strike, I was good for a little while.
Then what happened? Oh yeah,
I just went to
CS:GO.
I switched. Yeah. But I just started playing different games. It was like I was getting tired of just playing shooters.
So, yeah, I've always kind of shied away from shooters.
It's like, let me go and because it was like shooters was like the middle of my gaming experience. Like before, it was adventure, RPG, and action, and then I moved into shooters, and then I came back to adventure and action. RPGs always was there and never kind of left. It kind of was like there was always an RPG I was playing, some kind.
Mm-hmm.
It's just now I'm playing a lot more RPG styled games than before.
Trying to go for the white patch in the Golden Eagle Underwing.
Green.
Trying to get a nice little kind of stripe in here. Don't want it to go to the full length of the feather, because it looks like some of them it's this, as you get into these, it's like they lose that kind of color.
Yeah.
Now the customary email from Amazon going, hey, we delivered something. How did we do?
You did. I have no idea, but it was there.
Well, my front door, the jamb is broken. So I have a sign that says, come to the side door. And every so often I get a notification that, hey, a package has arrived, which is great. But it seems like the guy did not notice the sign on the door that says go to the side door. So every so often it's like, guys, why did you leave the package on the door no one goes near? But, oh well.
It happens.
It does. I'm not bit. There's nothing I'm not bitter about it. At least it got here. So, hey, I'm good with that. Now I'm just waiting on one more battery backup that I'm going to put on my router. And because I found a little 425 volt M-volt APC, which is nice because that way it's like if I have a surge or a brownout or something, my router on my network stays up and I can get a couple other things going.
That works.
So. Interesting how the mold on these two wings is so different.
Yeah, I guess definitely you can definitely see it a little bit, but it's still the colors help blend it out.
Trying to figure out what feathers are what, and I'm getting a flashback of Sword in the Stone. The scene where Merlin tries to teach Wart about a bird's anatomy is using Archimedes. And Archimedes is like, excuse me, I happen to be a bird. I think I might know how to fly. One of those moments in a movie where it's like you have something that just kind of comes back as like, yeah, I remember this.
The obvious quip that makes you go ha ha ha.
Yeah, and of course Merlin getting so upset is like, fine, Mr. Know-It-All. Like, really? I mean, he's an owl. He might know how to fly.
Maybe just a little bit.
Or mostly glide. Or I mean, whatever. Falling with style, however they call it.
Yeah.
So, getting there.
A little bit. Kitmar is bouncing out. See you later.
All right, Kit. Have a good one. glad the paint stream is soothing.
Oh yeah. Soothing while Viking away in the woods.
Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Touch up on others.
Touch the feel of brushing.
Cool. Now I think we're ready to come up and do the claws and the beak. The eye is very intimidating to me right now.
You gotta do the eyes soon.
That eye is really intimidating.
Dun dun dun! It's staring back at you.
Yep. So now for our black to get all our claws. Get in for a really tiny brush to do that. Thankfully, I don't need a whole lot of black for. Teeny tiny little claws.
The soothing of a griffin.
Oh.
Ah, them claws are looking mighty fierce.
Yeah. Trying to get fiercely anyway. Kind of hard to see some of the detail in the mold as it is on the base here, but trying to get it. Because it doesn't take much, just enough to kind of dab to draw your attention to it.
Oh yeah. Speaking of claws and violent, you watched that new Red Band trailer for Mortal Kombat?
Oh, that was nice.
Oh,
can't
my
wait
goodness.
to watch that movie.
I have watched the trailer quite a few times.
No.
And I get excited. I didn't watch it as crazy many times as I did Godzilla vs. Kong. But I've watched it quite a few times since it dropped. Oh, I'm excited for that movie. I might have to go to theaters for that one too. I want to see all that bloody fun on the big screen. I might. I haven't decided. I got till, when is it, April it comes out?
Yeah, so it comes out April 15th, I believe.
It's either watch it for free at home or watch it for free at the theaters. I meant, I pay for the stubs, so in essence, it's free to a point. But
yeah,
it's like, okay, it's gonna be an HBO Max, so that means I already can watch it at home for free because I pay for my sub, or I can watch it at the theater for free because I pay for that sub. You can call it a subscription if you want to, because that's technically what it is. But yeah, I might have to sneak out to the theaters for that one too. Because some of those action scenes look like it'd be prime to see on the screen, especially like when Liu Kang is calling the fire dragon.
Oh yeah.
Seeing Goro in full glory on the big screen, ready to beat whoever the heck that was. Their life is probably done for. The statue of Shao Kahn. I think there's going to be a lot more characters in the movie than what the character posters. Maybe more ancillary, maybe kind of shadowing.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, even Shang Tsung looks pretty interesting.
Oh yeah. They did say that the main villain's going to be Sub-Zero. I read that over on Screen Rant's IGN, one of the two sites.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's going to be like the main villain at Sub-Zero, which in a sense he is.
Well, they did say that it's Bihan who is playing that's the Sub-Zero we're dealing with, which Mortal Kombat lore-wise, Bihan was the first Sub-Zero who was killed excuse me, who was killed in the first Mortal Kombat game. And his younger brother is the one who took up the mantle until they introduced Noob Saibot. It's kind of like a Shadow Warrior type deal, and that is supposedly Bihan all reincarnated. So I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So, and I know if it sticks to the lore, Scorpion kills him because of what he did to his family.
Can't say that I'm entirely surprised by that.
Yeah. Supposedly they showed in the trailer, because it was moving super fast, that you saw like maybe smoke.
Yeah, Raiden was in there, Sonya, Jax, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Melina, Goro. And of course, I like how for this story we're talking about a new character who's being brought into the tournament, and I kind of like the idea that you're seeing this tournament and all of this Mortal Kombat crazy through the eyes of a brand new character. It's not like you're trying to have a perspective of Liu Kang or somebody else. This is just somebody completely new who we're seeing.
Yeah, that can be a plus or a minus. It just depends on what they do with it.
Yeah.
But Cody Young is the name of the character. He's the basically the the audience's avatar. So we'll see what happens to him.
Noticing in my picture that on the right at the edge of the beak, there's like a little band of yellow. Could be tracing along the edge of the mouth. That little subtle detail. Visor.
Genres.
Moon yellow.
Moon goes yellow.
Just for some highlights. articles. Okay. I think we're ready for the wash.
Awesome. Major Ziff says looking really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're ready to apply a wash, and today we're going to use this blush wash from Vallejo.
Vallejo.
Yeah. Highlights and all that are still kind of hard for me, so I can't guarantee I'll highlight afterwards, but
it's all good. Little baby steps.
Little baby steps, get a little more confident, do a lot more. Like, this is the first time I've painted feathers. Kind of wide brush for this. Down a little bit. Going over the whole kind of. Some more.
Yeah. So I'm done reading this. I'll take a break between doing the rest of my studies.
That's good.
Well, I read something earlier. Reading this chapter from this book, it's all about the whole topic is about inquiry writing and incorporating that into teaching. So, and then we have to look up some stuff to for our open genre project, and for the grad stuff, look up another article for my independent study.
Okay.
I can do that over the next 2 days. Like I used to just be barnyard, do it everything Sunday, and with this class, it's a lot. There's a lot less strenuous stuff you need to do outside.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because it's a hybrid 400, 500 level class. But the way she's teaching is more incorporated, since it's a teaching of teaching writing. So, it's teaching composition 6 through 12. So it's basically building those skills for those classrooms. So it's not as strenuous as my last class last semester, which was like I wanted to bang my head against the wall. But yeah, it was a lot of writing. It was a lot of reading, a lot of writing. I mean, there's still a lot of. I still got like 4 or 5 projects I'm working on, but it just doesn't seem as strenuous as last semester because of that. And it's just read a little bit. It doesn't take me that long to read. Put my sticky notes where I need to in the book to find things I need, because that's how I take notes. I don't write anything down. I use sticky notes, or if it's in Adobe PDF, I highlight the sections or comment, which make it a lot easier.
That's
using
good.
Technology to your advantage instead of wasting notebooks and trying to chase down information.
Yeah, I could totally understand that.
That's why I love the fact that everything when we read comes in Adobe or PDF. I can highlight the section and comment, so I can quickly jump at it when I need to, summarize or write something or base, quote something for whatever I'm writing. So
yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna take a break. This reading, send the show description, of course, and get to writing my review some point today.
Which movie did we see this time?
I watched the one I postponed from last week because Nomadland was in theaters. Judah and the Black Messiah. It's on HBO Max. It's one of those dual releases, theater and HBO Max, and it focuses on, is it one of the leaders of the Black Panther Party in the 60s, 70s, and the guy that was like working with the FBI to infiltrate, because they wanted to take this guy out.
Really?
Because of his just his I haven't really thought what I'm going to write my review for it, but basically it focused on this guy who's a leader of the black section of the Black Panther Party in Chicago, but what it was really that they tried to frame him as a a domestic terrorist, but when you come to see, he was actually uniting all of Chicago, like everybody. And
really,
yeah, and they really didn't want that to happen because they wanted to keep basically the FBI was trying to keep the status quo, to keep the divisiveness there, or people do that it's something that I read about in my rhetoric class a while back in my bachelor program, where it's stuff in the society where people that are actually of the same kind of background, regardless if they're black or white, they're of the same background, don't realize that they are fighting for the same thing, because there's other forces that try to keep them divided. And this movie focuses on that aspect. Like it's because it's a biographical reference with some dramatization, but like the stuff that happened. So, and it's really kind of poignant when you get that reflection of the truth, even if it makes me mad. That's the whole point. But yeah, it brought to light something I read back in my rhetoric class, which focused on the history of America and how since its inception, how there's been forces that want to keep sections of society divided for their own gain. Even when both sides are fighting for the same thing, they try to reroute it in a way that it doesn't.
That seems kind of ridiculous.
But yeah, it's funny because he's a leader of Black Panther Party, but there's a part in the movie where I'll talk about it probably on Tuesday too. But he goes into I guess it's a group of white people, and they're there. They have the Confederate flag, and they're trying to fight. They got gathered together because they want to fight for their rights. They're downtrodden, and he comes in there and he comes to talk to them. There was no bashing. There was a little bit of friction, but he quelled his own people that came with him, and then he started talking, and he brought it back as like basically said we're not forming to work against you. We want to work with you because we're fighting for the same stuff, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's more to it when he's talking and he provides glaring examples, but it is interesting because you get to. It's one of those movies where you get to actually just see what is. They don't try to say good or bad one way or the other. They just present it. This is the good, this is the bad, but this is what happened, and yeah.
Interesting.
But there's dramatization because when you're writing screenplay, you want to jank up emotions at points, but that's all part of writing screenplay. Screenplay writing.
Yeah.
But when a movie does that, it actually is more point, regardless if it's a happy ending or happily ever after, or just one that's very ominous. But it is interesting because I didn't brings to light certain things.
Sounds like it.
Daniel Kaluuya is one of the actors in there, and the other one is Lakeith Stanfield. They're prominent actors today. You'll know them, especially if you've seen, Get Out. There's a few other movies that they've been in, but
okay.
Black Panther. Daniel Kaluuya was in Black Panther. He was one of the leaders of the tribes.
Yeah.
So it's really, really good, but it's one of those movies you watch and you're like, that's it. I watch it one time. It's one of those like really heavy dramas that you really can, at least for me, I can watch once and I'm good.
Cool.
Yeah. But it's on HBO Max. That's the one I held off because I wanted to see No Man's Land the weekend before.
Gotcha.
But this week, it's ready to turn that brain off and watch some gunfights. Because I know what I'm expecting to see in Nobody. It's from the people that made John Wick. Okay, that's all you have to say. I know where to set my mind.
Yeah.
Turn the knob a certain way. I know exactly. So I'm looking forward to this movie, because it looks bombastically satirical. Nobody. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. Right there with you.
This just like typical 9-to-5 working looking dad is an underlying assassin that could whoop your butt any day of the week. That's just awesome.
Yeah, the kitty cat bracelet joke, I think, is going to be an infamous joke.
Anytime that I see that trailer and I see that scene, it makes me laugh hysterically. And I know when it comes up in the movie, it's going to catch me off guard and I'm going to laugh too. Somebody holding an Uzi your face asking for a kitty cat bracelet. You better give up that kitty cat bracelet.
Alrighty, I think I'm done with the Griffon.
Uh-oh. The Griffon is soaring with the scuba talents.
Oh, how's it look?
It's looking good.
But yeah, I think we're done. We got the wash on and came back, highlighted, brought back some of the white. Even made an attempt at the eye. Got the tongue in there. It's like, yeah. I think we can call this one done.
It looks done. Looks great. Looks gravy.
So, all right. It's like, yay. Just a couple of weeks of not having a mini done before at the end of the time, and of course ran over like a half hour. So, hey, whatever.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. It's all great. So yeah, I think we can definitely call that a wrap for today. Got our Griffon done. Post some pictures up on the Instagrams and all that. Sir. But thanks for hanging out. You can enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Rye, for hanging out with me during the painting. And if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to see more content as we release it, hit the little bell notification. You all have a wonderful afternoon, wonderful week, and we will see you Tuesday night right here for Scuba and the Rye, where we talk about games and movies and random internet stories that come up. But 9 p.m. Eastern over here. Oh, and of course Saturday we have our Dungeons and Dragons games. So thank you so much. And if you enjoyed the content and want to support the studio, best thing to do, one of the best ways to do that is to head over to patreon.com/ScubaStudio and consider joining as a patron there. You get early access to the videos we upload, as well as some feedback questions on the content as we're developing it, and some periodic updates on what projects I'm working on next. So with that, y'all have fun. I keep saying it, but I want to wish you all the best. Love each other, all those fun things, and we will see you on our next stream. Goodbye, everybody.
Peace.